Hi everybody, I am Lady Stars on Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and this is the weekly healing messages for April 30th through May 7th. Now, if you watch me every week or watch the videos, you might notice my energy is a little bit lower today than normally. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm starting to come back down with that cold, flu-ish thing going on. This coming around. Makes perfect sense with all of the planets that have just shifted. So, just like everybody else, I am up for attunements too. So, obviously, those are coming in right now, and I'm feeling a little bit groggy myself. But I just wanted to make sure I shared that before I sound funny to you or you're wondering what's up. Okay, now, this is a very powerful week. It's a powerful month, but it's a powerful week, too. There are 2 power days this week. The first is Wednesday, May 2nd, and the second one is Saturday, May 5th. And hear me out. May 5th is a powerful one because this is the 5th month, the 5th day of that month. So, you've got extra energy of 5 coming in, and I'm being given by Spirit 5 left and right. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Basically, here's a 5, there's a 5, here's another 5, here's a couple 5s put together. And when we look at the number 5, the 5 speaks to us of our independence, but also of taking risks, of changes that are necessary to be taken. But it speaks to us of our loyalty. Where is it that your loyalty lies within your life and the situations going on within your life? You need to be sticking to that loyalty for your soulful purpose right now. Not picking loyalty for the wrong reasons. You want to pick loyalty for what you really are loyal to soulfully and then stick to it. But it speaks to us of the quick adjustments that are coming in over this month. All of those changes that are starting to happen or about to happen. And the flip of that, this also brings in the independence with that freedom, with that, but honoring the loyalty of where it is you truly stand. And action, the action that is being taken as we make those changes. These are all facts of the number 5. And like I said, Saturday is May 5th. So it's the 5th day, 5th month. That is going to be a powerful day. Also, you're going to have the 2nd, which is Wednesday. That's going to be a powerful day, and I'll come back to that in astrology in just a minute so that I can walk you through the positives, the negatives, and those 2 days a little bit. But I was given this week for Spirit. Spirit gave me, usually they give me more direct signs, and, well, it makes sense. Sometimes you just can't really be given all the information just yet. Basically, if you knew it, it may not unfold as well. It's kind of like peekaboo action is what I'm being given. Like peekaboo. You didn't see me coming at you. Basically, you didn't see this gonna pop up in your life or come up from behind the band in left field and just peekaboo at you. And that does not necessarily mean that those things are positive or negative things. I'm being given very much. This is a week of maturity. But on a soulful level, on a positive spiritual level of pulling you through it, you're going to need it. And remember that it's dealing with the number 5 energies. Because, like I said, I'm getting that peekaboo level. I'm feeling peekaboo energy. Just like, you didn't know I was there, did you? You know, kind of things going on. But I really feel that the week is like in a fog. You know how like when you drive through a fog, you can't really see too far ahead of you. You're not sure, so you kind of need to slow down and really take a good look at the entire picture. I feel like that is kind of the energy that Spirit is giving us for this week. That the fog is there, but the fog is meant to be there. And part of that has to do with, can you believe that there is magic in the fog, even though you cannot see the path unfolded in front of you? If you've gotta believe and know that it's there. Is kind of what I'm getting. But you may be getting some things thrown at you right out of left field. You know, like I said, that peekaboo energy might just kind of throw you off. I really feel that this week can go very positive or negatively depending on how you carry yourself. Because I really feel with that peekaboo energy that's coming in, a lot of this. I want what I want and I want it right now. Well, that never really does work out for us, does it? You can want what you want, but that does not mean you're going to get it right now. Sometimes it has to do with patience and working our way through that. Because I feel this could easily, depending on your maturity level of how things are steering and where you need to take them, this can be a positive week for bringing that soulful maturity forth and helping you to advance and move forward. Or it can very easily just turn into a temper tantrum. And you probably are going to notice people having temper tantrums, you know, this week. Even if they are not children. I mean, you'll see in adult level temper tantrums happening around you. And this has to do with mirroring too. Are you spiritually, soulfully starting to evolve and move up and move into those higher dimensions so that you can, not just dimensions, into the higher soulfulness of, you know, just the positivity. Because I know, I'm telling you, in that fog, there is positivity there, but there is also some very stiff negativity there that's trying to give you some trickery. And in a funky way, they're working together to see where you're going. I always say ego has one agenda, and its agenda is to see if it can stop you from becoming all that you can become. But there's a small level right before it really goes into what its agenda is, where it will put you in check just enough to know if you're lying to yourself. And then it will start to take you in its negative way. So, this is kind of like that peekaboo energy of, is it there? Are you letting it take you in the wrong direction? Or can you have faith and know that it's going to be better and not fall for the temper tantrums that are being obstacles put in front of you? Basically, I feel like I say all the time, when it is time to take the test, the teachers go silent. Well, it's kind of like that with the peekaboo energy this week. It's really how I feel about it. It can be a very positive week. If you let the temper tantrum, I want what I want and I want it right now, just run your life, that's going to turn in very bad subjects for you. It may steer you in directions you don't want to go. Now, I did post the Rune Cast already on Facebook. However, if you're watching the video, you see it on Twitter or anything else, I'm going to go over it again. Thorsaw is... it looks like that, okay, because I don't have my runes in front of me. Thorsaw is, for one, it's Thor, it's lightning, it's thunder, it is the hammer of Thor. But hear me out. It is the power that's coming in right now. There is 4 energies. Thorsaw is one of them, and it is working with us on reminding us. It can be a violent change. It points to sudden and sometimes something completely changing. It can be hostile or it can be aggressive, but it can also be the powerful, stunning breakthrough that will move you forward. It may show presence of violent people or a violent situation, but it is also the powerful and compulsive nature that you need to move forward. But can you do it maturely? Is the key here, because it's the warrior. It speaks to us of action and reaction. It speaks to us of, are we feeling hostile, aggressive forces that are pushing us in directions we don't want to be? Because your power is yours. Are you allowing others to push you in a powerful way you don't want to be? That's up to you to speak up. It is the breakthrough, the breaker of resistance. It is the warrior, the fighter, and the strength behind that warrior and fighter. Are you a fighter, a warrior that comes from maturity and intelligence and can use that intelligence to take that warrior where it wants to go? Or are you just a warrior who's hot-headed and going to fight, but not necessarily get anywhere? This is what I'm talking about this week. It is, It speaks to us of regeneration and evolutionary change after the crisis. This is what we're talking about, that intelligence of maturing, of moving up in our soulfulness. It will speak to you of conflicts of shadow, like I was saying, that peekaboo energy is going to be there this week. Now, you're going to take that energy and you're going to mix it with your Arise. Arise is the bull, the wild force. It is the shaping and reshaping of events. It is the strength that can burn away all weakness. It is a determined person's will. Okay? It is the strong connection also with health matters and or the need of a healer within our life. It speaks to us of our freedom, our energy, our action, our courage, our strength, our understanding of wisdom. It also speaks to us of our form of our creating, of our primal energy, of shaping and reshaping that, being able to harness to reshape it the way we want to, the events, the directions, and the purposes within our lives. It is our outpouring of our vital energy. Like I said again, it's that strength that burns away all weaknesses. It's the will to take that form and to hold it as we create it, that strong stance and action. But it does also deal with healing energy or healers. So it could also be dealing with surgeries, so to speak, taking place. And where did you fall out? I have one of my cards in here telling me where to go. And it fell out as I picked it up. We also have Jebo this week. And Jebo is the kicker here. Jebo is what's reminding us that it all depends on if you're basically starting to be in the positives of your life and being in the ascending energy of your life and soulfulness of your life and coming into understanding how to jump past that third dimension, because Jebo speaks to us of the gift and the gifting price. It is exchange of fire. Now hear me out. When Jebo was first given to me, the very first time I was ever given Jebo, because I always say runes are often given to me by spirit as well as other symbols, and like when I go into Hebrew languages and stuff, those are actual information being given to me by spirit. The first time Jebo was actually given to me, it was given to me by the angel of death. This is why I am very picky when I go into Jebo, because Jebo is the gift and the gifting price. It is speaking to you of the fact life is a gift. So, are you choosing to see life as a gift, the very gift that it is, and know that nothing in the world ever stays the same? Love itself changes. Love will never stop being love, but it will change. And the one thing you can count on in this world is that there will always be change. Something will always be changing. And as long as you can be in that idea of that third dimension, then you know it's real, but it's not real. It's ever changing, and it's going to be okay, basically, because it's the gift and the gifting price Jebo is. It speaks to us of life itself is a gift, but it can show us where we feel hospitality or hostile. Okay? It speaks to us of things that are given and taken. You must give and take. There is no I in teamwork. There can not only be one person in the team. It has to be teamwork. Okay? It can speak to us of someone who is feeling like they are somehow being kept controlled or hostage to a situation. And this is because you're getting something wrong. This has to do with something that you're not healing. You're not fixing. And if you're not, you're going to feel like that hostage. Like I said, you cannot be one person in a team. Okay? Jebo speaks to us of the gift or the magical exchange. You have to give in order to get. But if you're only giving, there's not a balance there. If you're only taking, there's not a balance there. It speaks to us of the sacrifice and the generosity that must go into it. It is the marrying of the two coming together. It speaks to us of the gifts and the obligations that go with the very gift of hospitality versus hostage. It is the take and give of energy. It is the shared of energy. It is serene ecstasy, because it can also deal with sexual energy in general, because it does bring with that magic of marrying energy. So we are talking about the honoring of contracts. Are they being honored? The giving of one's word and receiving graciously. It's not just about what you give. It's also about being able to receive. Okay? And Jebo is the other one as soon as I locate where Jebo was. Jebo is your kicker here. Jebo speaks to us of the exterior, of the energy. What I say, it's your threefold theory. What you put out is what you will eventually get back in one form or another. It is the year, the harvest, the season, and it is earth. It speaks to us of earlier efforts being realized and returning to you, whether they were positive or negative. Things, it speaks to us of timing, natural cycles, and the waiting of results, those returning energies. It also speaks to us of the very harvest of those efforts. Like I said, the threefold. Eventually, what you put out is what you will get back. Maybe not as quick as you want. That is what I said with that energy of the peekaboo energy of going, I want what I want, and I want it right now. You may still be working on prior to the harvesting of that, is what I'm trying to get at. It speaks to us of cycle and the natural flow from beginning to end of the cycle, from beginning to end. The harvest, the patience, the timing, the rewards that do come with the proper right efforts, and the debts being paid back. But it is a cycle of life with its returning energy, and you cannot change natural universal flow, no matter how hard you want. So, it's about letting your warrior be strong and well for you and help you move forward, but in a mature way, because there's always a natural flow, and you may not be getting it right now, but if you use your intelligence, don't lose your wits about you, because they may be what gets you where you're trying to get, instead of just fly off the handle. Now, with all of that being said, Wednesday, you have a grand trine happening, and this is Mercury energy with Aries Mercury energy in Aries, universal first house. I'm going to learn to talk one of these days. And it is going to be speaking to your moon in Sagittarius in the universal 9th house, and Leo with Ceres in the North Node. So, we're talking about our communication of our core energy, how it is we're first viewed and seen within who it is we are, for the good or bad. Okay, Mercury is your communication energy, talking with the moon in Sagittarius about what it is. Hello. I cannot say this enough times. As far as I'm concerned, the 9th house might as well be your higher self, because it speaks to Jupiter as well. It speaks to your higher self, your higher learning, your higher knowledge, your higher abundance. It speaks to your philosophy and your religion. It speaks to your higher soulful you. And that is going to be your emotions talking to you, your soulfulness talking to you, your intuition talking to you, and talking to the communication of the core energy. Okay? So, it's talking to you about following your intuition and trusting in it and your gut feelings. And it is speaking right over to Ceres, which is the threefold theory, which is Mother Nature, which is nurturing energies or showing you the lack of those nurturing energies. And it's sitting right on top of the North Node. So this day is a very powerful, positive day of steering you in that right direction. Okay? And learning from the past. Because the North Node's whole lesson is about these are things you must learn in order to move forward. Well, these are positive energies coming at you. So this is a good day to bring something powerful to light, basically. This is a good day to start moving it in that direction. Like I said, it's communication and core energies to make you shine a little bit better. Then it is the moon, which gives you the intuitive energy and the depths and emotional level of being able to take it that way, because it's connecting with your higher self as to what is the best thing. Plus, Sirius is there to try to remind you where you're nurturing or where you're not. And the North Node is steering you the way, telling you this is what you need to learn in order to move forward, period. Okay, that's going to be a very powerful day. And on the 5th, which is Saturday, that was Wednesday I was talking about, the 5th, which is Saturday at the end of the week, is going to have all kinds of sextiles. Now, let me say, before I get any further in this week, there are sextiles like nobody's business. Sextiles is a very positive thing. It's a very harmonious thing. And it can definitely help you start to get over that hump, like be at the top of the hill and finally start to be able to be on the plateau, or move to start to go back down the hill. You're not fighting to get up the hill anymore. However, sextile energy is so harmonious that sometimes you can miss the opportunity because you got too comfortable. Don't get so comfortable this week, because you may miss what was right there for you, the magic in the fog, because you didn't pick up on it. This is what I'm getting at, especially on the 5th. The 5th is all about the number 5, but we're also adding Pluto and Mars in the 10th house of Capricorn is going to be sextiling. So your death, decay, destruction, or change, rebirth, renewal, and regeneration. For Mars, aggression, action, passion, fire, energy, the power of the warrior for the right reasons, is going to be speaking to Neptune of being able to create the magic that you want as it changes. So it's giving you the opportunity to finish something that wasn't working anymore, or let it be closed, let the cycle end and start the new cycle. It's giving you the energy of Jupiter and Scorpio of doing the same, rebirthing, starting to rebirth that positive energy, because it's all about death, rebirth. Birth, death, and rebirth with that Scorpio energy, the mystery of creation. And it's got Jupiter there with the abundance and the higher knowledge of being able to help you overcome those days. Overcome this and move forward in positive ways. You also have Venus. Do not forget, Pallas is hidden here in Gemini, which is in your universal 3rd house. And this is going to be speaking to your siblings, your siblings, your neighbors, your small little bits of information, your small journeys, the reading, writing, gossip, your cell phones, your messages, your communications, because we're talking about Gemini as well. And Pallas is the strategic thinking one. She's the warrior princess Athena. She is speaking with Venus. The Venus is not about love. It's about your sensitivity and being able to use it to benefit you, not harm you. And she can create love. She can charm her way into all the positive things. She can also tell you why you don't like all the things you don't, because she's your sensitivity, Venus is. Venus tells you why you love what you love and why what hurts you hurts you. So your strategic thinking is talking to your sensitivity, and that is speaking to the moon, your intuitive energy, okay? So like I said, you need to trust that gut feeling. You need to trust your emotions right there. Do not underestimate the power of Athena in this week. Even though she doesn't appear to be so powerfully there, she's there. Trust me. Remember that thinking is speaking to the sensitive energy. Not just on the 5th, but all week. She's speaking to that sensitive energy. And make sure the sensitive energy is working from how can you positively move forward, not egotistically keep you where you were. Peekaboo energies. Now, you've also got those energies are trining. Those energies are sextiling Ceres, again, your nourishment. What do you need to nourish, to mothering energies? What is nourishing or lacking in the nourishment level of your life in the 5th house? Because it's speaking to what you need to move forward. And this may also be dealing with your diet too, because it is creativity. It is how you create yourself, how you think of yourself, how you believe in yourself. It is also that childlike energy. Are you letting it out? Are you letting it free? Are you taking healthy care of you? Because that energy is, you can't be a balanced, helpful, playful, joyful Leo the Lion energy if the king is not being able to care for himself and others. This is speaking of service of ourselves and service of others as well. So it's all energies of that creative energy and creation coming to light into that sensitive energy of both Venus and Pallas, the strategic thinking and that sensitivity in general. It is also speaking with Mercury. How can Mercury help that communication come out for what it is you need for your core to shine properly? These are powerful, positive days. Just make sure that you're listening to that intuition, and make sure the intuition is not coming from ego. As long as you're doing those, you will be fine. The sun is also in Taurus, which is all about wanting the luxury, all about wanting the lavish, beautiful in life to come forth. But Taurus is also stubborn. Taurus is the stubborn bull who is an unstoppable force. And like I said, it's a positive energy talking to Neptune about creating anew. So just make sure you're creating from your positive and not from a delusional area that never really was true. You're not letting the past remind you of something maybe it wasn't. Okay? Now, with that being said, your typical energies for this week, I'm going to get into 1 second. But since we have so much intuitive energy coming through this week, and you just had the full moon, so we're now working towards that new moon and those new beginnings. This would be the prep of those new moons and those new beginnings. We have an extra long period because the moon moves every 2 days. But the way that it happens to be hitting in time is it's actually going to kind of be sitting in Sagittarius for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And that's going to also be on that Wednesday powerful day, like I said. And Sagittarius is that 9th house. That's powerful energy, smack dab in the middle of the week, for us to be in that higher self energy and that higher abundance and knowledge and growth of ourselves. Okay, so your Sagittarius also is like what I call Indiana Jones. He wants to know, he wants to learn, he's curious, he wants to explore. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not being so explorative that you're causing yourself ego-driven bullshit. And with it being in the soulful 9th house, that should be a positive thing for you to trust your energies. Really, it should be positive. But trust me, the moon always has a way to question everybody. I will say it a million times. The moon's job is to make sure you don't pass it and move further into the atmosphere and deal with those energies until you have risen to proper maturity. And the moon will question you when it comes through those energies. Now, the 5th and the 6th, we're going to be in Capricorn, where we're starting to really wanting to look at organizing and how is it we can build the proper foundations, okay, of whatever it is we're looking at. How are we going to strengthen them so that they are something that lasts forever? Because in Capricorn, we always want a payback for what we've put out, and we want to make sure that it's going to last. And then as we come into the end of the week, as we come into the weekend, or in fact, not the weekend, as we start the beginning of the next week, Sunday and Monday, the moon is in Aquarius. And Aquarius is where you're a little bit maybe ballsy. Is where you're a little bit, I'll take on City Hall, I don't care. I have the right to do so. And that's really much the energies that you're going to be feeling. A lot of that shift back and forth from soulful emotionalness to let me, really put this down so that it lasts forever and I'm strong and I've got a foundation here, to wait a second. I'm ready to rule my life and I'm going to do it this way as I so see fit. Just make sure you're doing it responsibly, soulfully, maturely, okay, this week. Because you want to make sure that you're coming from intelligent wit's way. You don't want to just blow off the handle and start doing stuff because that will go against you. Now, for your positives, again, you have Ceres in the North Node, and Leo is going to be speaking with Chiron all week. Okay, now, Chiron is the wounded healer. It's also got Juno sitting right on top of it. Juno is Jupiter's wife, and it takes a special, powerful energy to be that kind of wife to Jupiter. Jupiter is abundance, the magnet, and knowledge. Okay, so this is sacrifice and commitment that it takes for Chiron to heal, for that wounded healer to bring that healing forward, for the gatekeeper of wholeness to open the freaking door. Like I said, you're entering that first house now. And these are the first phases before it's going to jump back in Pisces. Because it's going to be here for, I think, 9 years. But it will jump back in Pisces one last time when it goes in retrograde. And it's going to be here. It's starting that energy now of that gatekeeper of wholeness, bringing forth this energy so that new cycle can truly begin. But it will dip back at one point to help you see what you're missing. Now, you also have Taurus and Saturn are going to be talking. Sun, Taurus, Capricorn, Saturn. Second house and 10th house. This is going to be our self-esteem, our self-worth, our small possessions like our phones and stuff too. But our self-worth, self-esteem, self-value is speaking to our outer world. And these are going to be positive energies of helping us set the proper rules and boundaries. Jupiter is speaking to Neptune. Higher abundance, higher knowledge, the magnet of being able to create positively. But make sure you're creating positively. You're not letting Neptune twist it with that little bit of delusional what was of the past, because Neptune is still in that 12th house. You want to make sure you're moving forward into new creations, not recreating off of old creations that you may be trying to tell yourself existed and were so when they really weren't. Now, for the challenges this week, I am going to say never underestimate Libra. Libra is still holding Haumea and Maki Maki, which is the lotus flower and our collective consciousness in that 7th house of communications with those relationships. And whatever you care about is a relationship. It is your friends, your family, your parents, your children, your jobs. But it is also your car, your rent, your home, anything you care about. You have a relationship with. If you're homeless, you know about your relationship with no home. If you have no car, you know about your relationship with no car. If you have no job, you know about your relationship with no money. Anything you care about, you have a relationship with, not just human beings. And it is speaking to us of being able to come into a higher collective consciousness, of getting past the mud and the murky water of the lotus flower and actually blooming into the positive energy. And it is questioning Uranus, which is your independence, your individuality, and your freedom, which is about to jump into Taurus. And this is the last time you're going to get these lessons. Because, like I said, next month it moves. And this is a very high vibration of these two conversating right now. Not in a positive way, because that's the ego trying to fight its way out. Because it panics. That's what the ego does. And Chiron, the wounded healer, it's trying to make sure that the wounded healer is truly healing and moving into a new cycle. So it's bringing up the energies again of ego to panic, because if it could keep you from moving into a new cycle, then, honey, ego has done its job. Now, you also have Mercury and Uranus is also speaking with Pluto, Lilith, and Saturn, which is, I don't want to do what I don't want to do. You can't make me do anything I don't want to do because that's Lilith, and you can't make me do anything because, damn it, I'm not gonna. Pluto is all about rules. No. Pluto is all about death, decay, and destruction for rebirth, renewal, and regeneration. And it is speaking to walls, rules, and boundaries. So communication and independence are not getting along with this change. They are going to fight you. Like I said, ego, peekaboo energies. Make sure you're being intelligent about it. You also have Pallas and Venus speaking to Neptune in a negative way, which is making sure that you're going into the new creations. You're not digging up what didn't work from the past and trying to put a spin on it to make yourself feel better and make it work when it never did, and guess what? It never will. Okay? And it is also speaking to the collective consciousness of seeing if that ego is going to let you move up or not. It's about you being intelligent to move past it, honey. Then you also have the sun speaking again with Sirius, which is what is nourishment and what is not, and why are you getting it or why aren't you, and how can you correct that pattern, basically, as well as it is speaking to Jupiter. So can you create again? Can you take the mystery of that cycle and bring that into the relationships and start to move forward with a higher knowledge and abundance this time? I love you. You can have a wonderful week. You just have to believe in you. Bye.